What's up, everybody? This is BS for Build. I'm Chris. We're back on part 2 of our budget paint job. If you guys know, and if you guys have watched on BS for Build before, you know that myself and paint do not really get along very well. So I've decided to finally commit, buy all the right supplies, buy actual automotive paint, and give this a shot. I'm not going to film this as a DIY and show you guys all the steps because I don't know them. I watched other videos on YouTube and I'm trying to learn. If this goes well in the end, I'll do an overview of the parts and supplies I did in the videos that I watched to help you guys be able to do this. Like I said, budget paint job. We're using some budget materials and we're painting outdoors because we don't have a paint booth, so it's not going to be great, but hopefully it'll do. So we're going to mix up our paint and clean our first pieces that we're going to go ahead and try and paint. Stay tuned. All right, well, here goes nothing. We're going to try and mix 8 parts of paint, 2 parts reducer, and 1 part of hardener. After we do that, we have 3 hours before we have to remix our paint because it'll harden in the can. This paint holder thing doesn't hold my thing quite level, and it's really not good, so fingers crossed. It's not the recommended pouring technique, but I don't have anybody here to help, so it's the old drip off the side of the jar technique. Okay, our cup's reading 15 ounces. We were supposed to have 13, so something screwed up, but that's BS for Build. So now I'm going to cap this, the clock of 3 hours. Let's see what time it is. It's 10:44. We got 11 to 1:44 before we have to stop this. So put the lid on, grab my safety equipment, and start spraying. I was browsing the internet and people said that paint has neurotoxins in it. Not really sure what those are. It sounds like a good way to catch a buzz, but I decided to splurge for it and get a respirator. Although we are outdoors, I don't really want to scramble my brain on this cheap ass paint job. So we got our air regulator set up, our air filter thing, and this, and I managed to already paint the back of this by tipping it over. So far it's a very solid start as expected. I'm going to check out our initial spray pattern right here. It seems light, but I don't know how to make more paint come out. Just open up all the nozzles. It seems like we're getting a little bit more paint out. Well, like I said, I've never done this, so I don't know what the heck I'm doing. So I'm just gonna have to call that good. I'm gonna tack cloth off the fenders, make sure there's no dust on them, and then go ahead and throw a coat of paint on there. All right, here we go. First time for legitimately painting anything. Alright, we're here after our 3rd coat. So the first coat went on and it looked really misty and really garbagey. I noticed that after that I noticed that my air compressor wasn't refilling itself, and that was because it flipped a breaker or a circuit on a surge protector, not a breaker. So make sure to not have your air compressor on any type of surge protectors or anything. Second coat went on, it looked a lot like orange peel, and then I realized on the 3rd coat that I can really lay this paint on. So I started getting a little bit better with the gun and started really throwing on a lot of paint. Still has some orange peel. I think if I worked real hard with wet sanding, I could fix some of that up. Now you can tell though, no matter how hard you try, it's still gonna look like you tried real hard, but you painted outside. You can really see some of the stuff in here, and it takes an hour before dust will stop sticking on this stuff. So you paint outside, you get what you get when you paint outside, I guess. God, I hope the paint fumes aren't getting to me. Anyways, they're a little shiny, they're a little glossy. It looks better than vinyl wrap, so far I'm calling this a success. Alright, the last pieces I'm going to paint off of the car are the front bumper and the rear bumper, so I've got these cleaned up and tack cloth down. You can see they're already starting to grab some more dust, so I might tack cloth it one more time and then I'm going to spray them with a coat of paint. Time to do a little update on the bumpers. It's been a few hours. I actually did 4 coats on this bumper because of some terrible running issues, and then 3 coats on this rear bumper. They're dry, so I got some dust accumulating on them and stuff like that. Overall, it looks pretty bad. It's definitely not a professional level paint job. Pretty much everything looks like orange peel, but orange peel can be wet sanded out. So, but from 15 feet, from 10 feet, from 15 feet, they look glossy. So we got the BRZs completely masked off and ready to be painted, and I'm going to start by hitting the roof right now. Alright, well, I'm done with my budget paint job. If anybody wanted their car to look like an orange peel all the way around, you know who to call. I don't know how it's going to look when it dries up. Paint is self-leveling, so it might level out, it might look a little bit better. We got some bad runs on that door and on that bumper and on that bumper. So there'll be stuff that I need to go back and sand out, and then I'll probably repaint. I got plenty of paint left over, so a gallon was more than enough. Painting outside, as we thought, was a dumb idea. There's dust and particles and stuff everywhere in the paint, so it looks pretty bad. It looks, I don't know if it's worse than the vinyl wrap or if it's just about the same, but it's not quite show quality. Then again, I don't like show quality paint. I don't care. I mean, I think, you know, this car is meant to be used. There's going to be rock chips in it. There's going to be rocks thrown at it, dirt thrown at it. So it's not a show car. It's a car to go have fun with. Paint's going to get messed up. At least now I know I got a paint gun, an air compressor, and all the tools that I could just throw more paint on when I need to. And you know, if you looked at it from 20 feet away, you'd be like, eh, there's a car. You wouldn't really, I mean, you might see the orange peel from 20 feet away. It's pretty bad. So, that's it for this episode. Like I said in the beginning, I would tell you guys what materials I used and stuff like that. Just don't do this outside at home, and probably don't do it if you don't know how to do it, because it doesn't look great. So materials were just stuff from Harbor Freight and paint from Sherwin-Williams, but probably just don't go pick it up and do this, especially not if you're outside. With that, thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe. Check out hashtag BSforBuild on Instagram, BSforBuild.com, and Facebook/BSforBuild. And subscribe. There's more cool stuff coming at you, like more painting. I don't know why, but now I got to paint the rest of the parts too, so stay tuned.